Hi there, welcome to this video of 6 really cool throwback references to Sonic's past in Sonic Mania. If you start the game as Tails, you'll notice that Sonic is flying the tornado and he's wearing some flying goggles, and that's pretty cool, but there's far more to it than that. These goggles were actually an unused sprite in the original Sonic the Hedgehog on Mega Drive and Genesis. And in the iOS version you can see here that Christian Whitehead made, which is obviously no coincidence, they were actually reinstated in the debug mode. So you can break open that item box and then when you go in the water, Sonic is wearing the goggles. It's strange that it doesn't actually stop you from drowning, which I assume was meant to be their original use, but it's still really cool to see them back in the iOS version of Sonic 1 and here in Sonic Mania. At the end of Mirage Saloon you get a boss fight against several returning characters from Sonic's history, but one of them is Nack the Weasel, who appeared on Game Gear, and listen! You hear that? When he appears, it's the raindrop sound. The raindrop sound from the Sega Game Gear. That's so cool. At the end of Act 2 of Chemical Plant Zone, you get a rather strange face-off between you and Dr. Robotnik, or at least it's strange if you've never played Puyo Puyo Pop. That's another Sega property, but there's more to this reference than that. Back in the 90s there was a spin-off version of Puyo Puyo called Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and it was based on the cartoon that was around at the time. And although you don't get to play as Sonic, you do get to see the cartoon version of Dr. Robotnik and his minions, and play against them in games of Puyo Puyo Pop. It all works exactly the same. You have to match together 4 beans of the same colour, and then the ones above them will drop down and form combos, and once you get big chains you drop loads of black beans onto your opponent, as you can see here. At the end of the act, when Sonic jumps into the air in victory, you'll notice that he's got his finger up for a split second. Well, that's a throwback to the pre-release version of the original Sonic the Hedgehog. In magazine articles in early 1991, Sonic could be seen jumping into the air at the end of the act with his fist up. Well, Christian Whitehead has reinstated that sprite in Sonic Mania, and while it's very slightly different in that he's got his finger up now, it's clearly meant to be the same sprite. In another awesome nod to content previously cut from Sonic 1, there are these rabbit enemies. They actually appeared in the ROM of the original Sonic the Hedgehog with 2 frames of animation, but were never actually included in any of the levels. Well, not only are they here now, they've got 3 frames of animation. Yep, everything's slightly better in Sonic Mania. At the start of Chemical Plant Zone you notice a strange drop that falls on Sonic's head. That's just an excuse for this. Yep, that's a reference to Sonic Spinball, where Sonic jumps from the water at the start of the first level and shakes himself dry. And finally, perhaps the greatest fan-pleasing inclusion of them all is that of the And Knuckles mode. This is a play on the And Knuckles meme, where the Sonic 3 And Knuckles is added to everything. So for instance, you're watching this on YouTube and Knuckles, I am the real cat gone crazy and Knuckles, and you are you and Knuckles. So Knuckles follows you around like Tails would, but if you choose to play as Knuckles then you get 2 of them, which is frankly ridiculous. Also, the one that follows you is pretty rubbish. Look, he can't even climb up walls, he gets hit. It's just basically for comedy purposes, I hope. Anyway, I'm sure you'll agree that it's probably best we leave the video there because it's getting a bit silly. If you like what you've seen, please hit like and subscribe. I've got plenty of other Sonic Mania content on this channel. I've also got an S-rank run of Sonic Forces, that's the E3 demo if you're interested, as well as plenty of other gaming content and music content and other things as well, so take a look around, see what you like. Thanks so much for watching, I'll be back soon with more, and in the meantime, take care. Cheers.